Hello, how are you doing? Welcome back to this short midweek sort of talk video, if you like. A couple of weeks ago, I put on my Facebook page a Q&A. I said if you want to ask any questions about the videos, please feel free to ask them, and I'll film the replies. So that's what this video is. I'm going to go through those questions. Now, I filmed it at Lewis's house about just over a week ago. So we're going to flick to Lewis's house in a minute. He asked the questions and I gave the answers. Now, it's quite a long list, so I've decided to break it up because I think there was about 80 questions in the end. Or was there? Can't remember. There's quite a few questions, so I've broke it up and I've answered all the questions, and we'll do it in sort of two halves. But just while we're on the subject matter, did you like the video with George Stephenson's bridge? That was a brilliant day. That was so I was so nervous about filming that video. I wanted him to cancel. It was a really nice day, and we kind of arranged it, and I thought, oh, I hope they cancel. I was so nervous about getting on a boat on the River Irwell. But yeah, what a viewpoint that was. It was fantastic to film as well. A couple of issues. It was a kayak, not a canoe. Okay, fair enough, forgive my ignorance. To me, it was a boat. I don't understand the difference between a boat, a ship, a kayak, a canoe, a coracle or an aerosol. It was just a big red plasticky thing that floated, and we got down the river to see the bridge. So I'm not a boat person, I'll stick to my cameras. What you didn't see was the whole point of it, like I said in the video, was to go up the River Medlock. And it was fascinating seeing Hume Locks from that viewpoint, because you can get to Hume Locks from the other side, but you can only see them from a distance. So to be down there at lock level and go in, it was amazing. And of course, we got on the Medlock and it got really shallow. We had to keep jumping out because we kept running aground, because the Medlock is a smaller river, it's much more shallow. So we kept running aground, and I had to take that plunge. You saw that I only had a pair of trainers on. I had to take that plunge where I put my feet outside the boat and got in the river. Cold water shock. Because normally in waders you don't experience anything like that. You're just cocooned from the water, really. Anyway, getting in and out of the of the kayak, as you know, is a bit of as you saw, was a bit of an issue. And what I did was, when I'm filming, I do like to use this camera. It's got a zoom on it. So what I do is I've attached that strap to it, and I've got that around my neck, and I'm doing that. I'm filming with that, because obviously if I drop it, it stays around my neck. In the moment where we ran aground in the Medlock and I had to get out, I took a tumble, and it wasn't filmed, so I can't show it you. But I can't remember what I was doing. I think I was getting out of the side of the boat, and it started unstable when you start to lean either way. I took a tumble, and I went over, and this thing took a dip into the River Medlock. So from then on, I was filming on, as I said, GoPro and phone. Thank God I took GoPro and phone with me. But yeah, this is my little Canon G7X, which is a great little camera, which has now been dipped in the River Medlock. And when you turn it on, I'll turn it on for you there, behind the lens there, behind there, you could see water behind it. And I was filming through this like watery haze. So that was the end of that. But fortunately, after I got home, a couple of days, it dried out, and it's working perfectly now. So this has become like the kind of almost disposable rugged camera. So if there's ever anything I want to do where I put the camera at risk, it'll be this one. But yeah, the waters of the Medlock dried out of the camera. I had other stuff to tell you. I'm trying to do this all in one take without any minimal editing. What other stuff did I have to tell you? Yeah, so a lot of people ask me, why did I have the hard hat on? Well, it was for the Medlock section, because of what we filmed on the Medlock section. That was really interesting, and it only dawned on me, because it was going to be a kayaking, canoeing video, and it was going to be all together, and it just dawned on me when we got on the Medlock. I thought, I will never be able to get on this section of the Medlock again without coming in the way we came in via the Irwell. This has to be the final Medlock. So I don't know how we're going to get around it, because the final Medlock will be approaching from the Irwell rather than we've followed it that way. We'll have to approach him from the Irwell. But I needed the hard hat for something we did on the Medlock, and it was dead interesting. But yeah, what else did I have to say? The bridge, when I touched, I couldn't get over the size of those stone plinths on the bridge. They were huge, they were massive, weren't they? And I'm sure you got an impression of the size of them from the video. And I was thinking later, when I was editing the video, I thought, when I touched that bit of stone, I thought, I wonder how much maintenance that bridge has had over the years, 189 years, and what they've actually done to maintain it. And I had this sudden thought, I wonder if I'm the only one that's touched that bit of stone in the last 189 years since it was built. I mean, you'll never know, I'll never know, but it was just, it was one of those things, weren't it? Bury Bolton Canal, that was good, going in those. Somebody said that those were the third deepest locks in Britain, so that was interesting. And it was really intimidating when you got up to those locks and realised that behind those gates is all that water. I suddenly thought, I'm backing out of here quickly. But yeah, great, what an opportunity that was. Whether we'll do it again or not, I don't know. Obviously, the good weather has broken now in Britain, and we've had a lot of rain, and the river levels have gone right up, and they look, as I say, I'm not a boats person at all. When those river levels go up, it looks really intimidating. Somebody sent me a picture of the Medlock the other day, just a little bit around the Lassagowrie pub, and that looked completely different and very intimidating. So, will we do it again? We'd like to. John and Kevin, we've discussed doing it again, but whether we will do or not, because once it gets to autumn, raining, cold, I don't fancy it. For me, it's very much a summer's day thing, that. So what we'll do now is we'll flick to Lewis's house. I've got something else to mention about the George Stevenson video in a minute, something that I need to point out to you. But we'll flick to Lewis's house. There's a Q&A. Some of you did ask questions, so you'll get your names read out and you get your questions answered. Like I say, this is just half of it, what we filmed after a heavy night of pizza and a few beers. So let's go over to Lewis's house and we'll do the Q&A. No, you're still in it at the minute. Right, let's go. Don't knock anything over, you dick. So I'm going to go through some of the questions you've asked me. We could have a bit of a discussion on here. But you may notice I'm in a different, unfamiliar place. I'm in my friend Lewis's house. So do you want to step into the frame? Doing his hair as he steps in. And also, because it's a sit-down talk video, there's something missing that we normally have at home. We might have to just bring this little fellow in and put him there. We worked out if we put him there, he'll do the business for us. So there you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of the Facebook comments, and you can ask me. Yeah. You've got some hard-hitting questions for me.
Yeah. I've got plenty of questions lined up.
Have you got questions? Or are you just making that up?
Yeah,
no, it's obviously.
Yeah, I've got a few questions. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go through the Facebook page. I'll do them in order that you ask the questions, and hopefully it'll stimulate a little bit of a discussion. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking
Dandelion and Burdock.
Moonraker strong ale.
Right. I'm drinking tea because if I drink, I have got a beer actually.
You've had half, haven't you?
I've had half it, and if it goes, we just had a pizza, so.
Yeah.
Right. So straight on with it. Let's not get too boring. Let's get on with the questions. So I'm going to hand him the laptop, and he's going to ask me the questions. Some of the questions you've sent in. It sounds like Blue Peter, doesn't it? So go for it.
So Dave Hargreaves says, "Love your videos, Martin. Just grateful you spend your time making people so happy. I was born on the posh end of Broom Lane as a kid. Used to look over Bellevue Fairground and Zoo. Any chance of doing a video on the history of that place?
Bellevue.
Bellevue and the fairground and the zoo, yeah.
Right. Funnily enough, Dave, yesterday I was in a bookshop looking at a book all about Bellevue. I didn't buy it, but I might buy it and I might do the video. I don't know when though.
Bellevue's quite a big.
It's a massive topic,
thing to cover, isn't
and
it?
not only is it probably a big topic when it opened, it's got an entire history, hasn't it? So yeah, it's a bit of a daunting one, that a bit like Pomona Island was, but anyway. Next.
Yeah, it would be a good video though. Hi Martin, this is from Stephen Brown. Hi Martin, how about a little bit of an insight into how you became interested in the industrial past and making your videos? Any chance of finding any more Lowry settings to feature, or any old movie locations? Love the railway stuff.
How I got into it, I don't know how. I don't know.
Is it because a lot of it's not there anymore? You're piecing together a jigsaw, aren't you? Really, when you make one of these videos.
I think I saw a time, and anyone over a certain age saw a time that was just disappearing, but didn't give it the recognition that it deserved. So round the corner from me was some houses, some terrace streets that were being pulled down. And I bet I was tiny kid, my dad was building his own greenhouse in the garden, and him and my brother went to take some of the glass out of the houses, some of the panes of glass for the greenhouse. And I remember standing there looking around these streets, and I know where they are now, and they've gone. Obviously they've completely gone. And as an adult, I've looked back and gone, where was that? And what were those streets called? And there's loads of things like that. He took me to, same thing for the greenhouse, he took me to a mill that had been pulled down, and we were gathering bricks, and I know where that was as well, and this mill had been pulled down. And then memories of going upstairs on the bus, so as we went down the road, I can look from the upstairs, I could look over at the mill that were being pulled down. So it was just there. It was just.
It's interesting as well, like when you think of them little streets, and it could be waste ground now or a new estate, and you think lives have been lived there, and people have experienced emotions and life, births, deaths, marriages, and it's gone.
And there's a song, actually, I wanted to mention. There's a song by Morrissey, just on his first solo album. I know Morrissey's gone a bit strange now, but back then he was all right. And it's called Late Night Magdalen Street, and it's about that. It's about leaving, and it's a terraced house, leaving the house that you grew up in. And if you listen to the words on Late Night Magdalen Street, it's amazing. I can't even think of the words now. A brilliant song, but yeah, lives and stuff. Yeah.
Right. So Richard Rocket says, "Love your videos, Martin. Keep up the great work." And Nick Lowe says, "Amazing videos. I have found memories of the old Bellevue. I know you're busy, but if you ever get time to do a video on that place, my dad lived there until his 20s, all over Manchester."
Bellevue again.
Yeah,
Bellevue.
So he said he was shocked, and he didn't know much about Pomona Island until he watched your video and loved it so much.
Yeah, I didn't. I had to learn Pomona Island.
Right, Chris Graver says, "Hi Martin, my sister lives around the Hyde area of Manchester. More videos around these areas would be awesome. Thanks for the great videos." Yeah,
well, if I find something, I'll go up there. I mean, we did the Godly Turntable, so yeah.
Susan Corbett Dawson says, "I flew to Manchester regularly for almost 25 years as a Delta flight attendant. Manchester and the people there are and always will be my heart. We stayed at the Midland Hotel, and I would love to see something done about it. But any of your videos give me a sense of being home. Thank you for doing them."
Midland Hotel. Yeah, if I can get in, I will do. It's getting in. I suppose I should mire them more, really.
If you asked, I think they would.
I should ask more than what I actually do. I kind of wait for opportunities, but if I can get in the Midland, I'll do something on it.
Right, I've got a question for you.
Right, go on.
So I think I've said it before.
Is it a hard-hitting question?
It might be. Depends how you answer it.
Right, go on.
I think I've asked you it before as well. Well, there's two I've got in mind, but the first one is, I said to you ages ago, you could be on telly with like BBC or ITV with a series. How would you feel about doing that if you were approached seriously?
A few people say that. I don't know. How would you feel? Would you? You see, as YouTubers, we're very different to TV, aren't we? And I think working in TV would be very, very different. And what would they offer you? Let's say they come to you and said, they'd offer you a 6-program.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing, if I was in that situation, like the thing, if I make a video, part of it, which I'm sure the same for you, is enjoying researching it and learning that thing, and researching it, and then going out there and making that product. Where it's if you were doing a series for a TV program, you'd have other people doing the researches. You're just going to be paid to narrate and present.
Yeah, you'd be a talking head, wouldn't you? It's editorial control. So with the videos, you can put a little bit of you in it, can't you? You can put the music is you, the way you've edited it's all you. Whereas if you went working for the BBC, I think the only attraction would be money. If they paid you a wage. But I don't think they're going to take you on, and they're going to offer you a little series, aren't they?
It would be small to start, wouldn't it? But you never know.
They might drop you.
Look at series like Coast, though. Remember the Coast? How massive that was?
Yeah, but I think sometimes as YouTubers, you just want your YouTube channel to do really well. And obviously you want to get a little bit of sponsors and stuff to make money, don't you? I mean, I know it's a dirty word, but it would be nice if we got, eventually you got sponsorships and stuff.
I mean, suppose Fred Dibner, I was going to say, like, and being recognised, Fred Dibner always kept really grounded, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, what are you saying? I'm not.
No, what I mean is, I don't think would you like people recognising?
I don't know that I'd like TV to be a TV personality, because I can walk around the Arndale in Manchester and no one knows who you are, and it's great.
If you had a Sunday night series, 8 o'clock on BBC One,
yeah,
6 parts, these people recognise you in the street.
Yeah, it get difficult, and I don't think. See, the thing is, for me, I know I'm putting myself out there on YouTube, and you're sort of like talking to a camera. What is that?
Someone's message.
You're talking to a camera and everything. On YouTube, your audience is scattered far and wide. I mean, there is a group of people in Manchester that watch, but I can still walk around the Manchester Arndale and no one recognises me. It's great when somebody does bump into me and says hello. It is amazing. I love meeting people, and I ended up having a chat and everything. But I won't like TV fame, and I always think the subject matter is more important than me. It's not about me, it's about the subject matter, and I won't want to be a TV personality.
Yeah.
I'd rather show you a tunnel and a railway or something like that.
Right. Crafty Craftings says, I inboxed you after your vids inspired me to research the area my house is on. I'd like to know where you get your inspiration from to explore and create. Also, I wondered if you could do a tour type thing somewhere that we could join you on. Our kids love your videos too. We home educate, so we use your vids as an educational resource too.
That's good. The kids watch. I'm always amazed when kids watch the videos. I always think history's like for the older ones. A tour. Yeah, well, there was a 2-part question, so he asked me my influence, which I kind of said before. A tour. Quite a few people keep asking about a tour. I wonder where to take people. What would you do?
You could just do a general thing, say, showing like the Duke's Tunnel, for example. When you took me and you showed me down that street, there's Duke's Tunnel. You could show some of the places that you've been to. That the Roman foundation stone.
Oh, the stone, yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, what do you think? A tour?
A walking tour.
A walking tour. You'd have to be in Manchester. We'd have to meet up one time in Manchester. But that would create a problem because...
Are you a historian?
No, I'm not. This is the thing, you see. I think I'm an explorer. And we find history, or we'll find something that's old and try to find out about it. I am not a historian. So if I took people round Manchester... and they started pointing at old buildings and saying, what's that? I'd be like, I've not done a video on that one. I'm sorry about that. I can't tell you. So I think, although it's very flattering, history, I'm just as baffled as anyone else, and I have to usually go and look it up. So obviously you start to build a picture about the canals and the railways and the rivers and stuff, but I'm more of an explorer than a historian. History is not my strong point. When we find something, we have to go and find out about it. So, yeah, definitely not a historian. So if you take you on a tour, you can't ask me about every single thing that we see.
Fair enough. Michael Macaulay. Hi Martin, I enjoyed the collaboration with the White Wicks. Any more planned with them or anyone else that we haven't met yet?
The White Wicks, yes, I was out with them last week. We've got another video film that'll be coming out soon.
I've got another one.
Go on.
Why just Manchester?
Well, it's not. If you look at my YouTube channel, it says Manchester and Beyond. But why not Manchester? Because I'm from Manchester. I barely even scratched the surface. So why not? This is where I'm from. It's the place that I love. Why not look at the wealth of stuff that we've looked at already.
You could never run out of stuff to
in Manchester, I don't think we've even scratched the surface. But it is nice to go elsewhere sometimes, like Liverpool for the Wellington Tunnels, and we've been just outside on the Pennines and stuff, haven't we? So we'll always go elsewhere, but obviously we're based in Manchester.
You've
so
got enough to go out for now.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't need any more.
But if anyone wants to invite me anywhere in the country, no problem. Go anywhere.
You might regret saying that. Right, Zell Martin says, hi Martin, my husband would love you to do a visit on the Strineside Canal, please. And
the Strinesdale Canal.
Sorry, yeah, let me ask that again.
Yeah, I read this before. It's alright, Strinesdale Canal.
Yeah.
Isn't that part of the Huddersfield Narrow Canal, Ashton Canal? Because I was looking at the route of it based on your question. Yes, I would, but is it not part of... Because I thought Strinesdale Canal was a separate canal. No, I think it's part of the Huddersfield Narrow Canal and the Ashton Canal. Yes, I would.
Okay, John Hargrave says, hi Martin, hope things are good, love the vids mate and appreciate all the time and effort you put in. I live in Oldham, is there anywhere you could suggest at all?
There's a railway, I think where the old railway used to go is quite interesting because the tram line takes a different route now. So the old railway, one to look at.
Here's a good one. This is from Nick Hopkins, but this is one sort of for me as well. Hi Martin, love the videos. Any chance of doing more cemeteries in Manchester? I love exploring cemeteries as there is history to discover if you read many of the inscriptions. Plus, I have ancestors buried in Manchester General Cemetery, and I took a trip over there last year before I discovered your channel and found their grave. I was so pleased to have discovered where they lie. Keep up the good work, Nick.
Right, cheers, Nick. Southern Cemetery is one to do probably, so I'd say Southern Cemetery.
There's loads, isn't there?
Yeah, but Southern Cemetery's got quite a few famous people in, and a lot of the bodies from Walker's Croft Burial Ground. Right, okay, so we'll leave that there now. Don't want to. I'm just aware that we're going through a big long list, so if I didn't get to your question, I do apologise. We'll get back to it. We'll do another video like this, and I'll carry on answering those questions. But like I said, there was quite a few, so I'm aware of time on this video and how much we can actually cover. So I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question, but we will do. When we were talking about BBC and stuff like that, I don't want to sound like we were blowing smoke up our own asses and saying that, you know, we could be on TV. It weren't that conversation. It was just, it's what people say to you. You know, you should be on TV, and it's very flattering. It's very nice. But we were sort of saying, no, don't want to work on TV. It would be that thing, wouldn't it? Just like you wouldn't want to be TV famous, and you wouldn't want to be employed just for 6 programs, and you'd have to neglect your YouTube channel and all the rest of it. It would be nice. It'd be very flattering, but yeah, probably not on TV. Like I say, the subject matter is more important than me. Right. That said, I want to point something out to you that I only noticed in the edit. Back to the George Stephenson's Bridge on the ship, rowing on the boat on the Coracle video. Did you notice an arch? I don't think anyone did. I'll put a clip of it here. When we got to the Regent Road Bridge, there was the most strangest arch on the left hand side. I'll try and zoom in a little bit for you. What's that all about? And it's quite a modern road up above, but there must have been the remains of an old bridge. Little arch there, I don't know if you notice it, but yeah. And I couldn't zoom in on it because I had my GoPro. It was with my GoPro, so that was something I noticed that I thought, wow, what was that? And like I say, I didn't notice it at the time, only afterwards in the edit. Also as well, I've been clocked twice by people in the Medlock. I was looking on Instagram under the hashtag River Medlock, and I couldn't believe what I saw. But someone clocked us lowering the boat into the Medlock when we did Medlock 7. And she's put, I think it's presumed it's a lady on Instagram, she's put, lowering the boat for something they are doing in the River Medlock. Obviously she didn't understand who it was. But I couldn't believe it. I'm looking and I'm going, oh my God, someone's clocked us. And then I got another picture of us doing Medlock 9, and somebody had clocked me at the end of the Medlock, and I think it's from their apartment. They took a photo of me in the Medlock again. So that blew me away. That was really interesting. Right, anyway, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed this little short sort of talky video. Like I say, once again, I've got to thank Kevin and John for such an amazing opportunity. Guys, that was fantastic what we did that day. I don't think I appreciated it till I watched the footage back and was just like, wow, that was amazing. So thanks again, Kevin and John. Thanks for watching this video if you have done, and I shall see you very soon in the next video. Bye for now.